iNews Views, August 23rd. Strong currents are hampering divers as they begin raising the Sewol ferry. A Chinese diver reported reduced visibility and water currents that limited his dive to only 10 minutes. Once the currents ease, 96 divers in teams of 4 will attempt to obtain a detailed survey of the ship. Unmanned, remote-controlled underwater vehicles will survey the lower sections before supervisors begin formulating the optimum way to raise the ship and send it to dry dock. There is currently no plan for entering the ship and searching for the remains of the 9 missing passengers. A survey that evaluated 140 cities has named Melbourne, Australia as the most livable city in the world for the 5th consecutive year. Vienna, Austria was runner-up. London ranked 53rd, New York came in 55th, and Seoul was in 58th place. Larger cities with high population densities ranked lower because people tend to prefer living in less crowded surroundings. Beijing ranked 69th, and war-torn Damascus, Syria, was last. Chinese officials are grappling with the public's concern over the recent mass death of fish in the river that flows just 4 miles from the site of last week's explosion. Tests show that cyanide levels are 356 times above the national standard in some areas, and wastewater runoff near the site of the explosions was also found to contain hundreds of times the allowable limit of the toxic chemical. Chinese authorities admitted that over 700 tons of sodium cyanide were stored in the warehouse. Even minuscule quantities of the chemical are extremely toxic to humans. At least 65 people, mostly firefighters, are still missing and presumed dead. Girls' Generation will appear in the U.S. version of the wildly popular travel show Grandpa's Over Flowers during a filming scheduled for this week in Seoul. Former actors, sports stars, and a comedian will travel around Seoul, Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Hong Kong, Kyoto, and Tokyo with similar escapades as those experienced by the aging stars in the original Korean version. Girls' Generation recently released their 5th album to positive domestic and international reviews. Samsung Pay has made its Korean debut and will have a month-long beta service in the U.S. before going fully operational there on September 28th. The new mobile payment system is hoping to replace credit cards with mobile phones. One major advantage of Samsung's system is that it is compatible with 95% of the magnetic strip readers currently installed in stores. Apple Pay works only with near-field communication terminals. If Samsung's new system proves successful, it will attract more loyal customers to Samsung's powerful lineup of Galaxy phones and phablets. Young people in Korea are facing lean times financially and having trouble finding jobs, so many are seeking out the advice of fortune tellers. Some people go for fun, but many are hoping to get advice on choosing a college major or tracking down a job or spouse. Fortune tellers report that the majority of their customers are in their 20s or 30s and usually come in groups of 3 or 4. Korea currently has around 300,000 practitioners, and that number has been growing steadily in recent years. Customers seem willing to spend up to 500,000 won on a customized lucky charm.